G'day guys, welcome to my channel. I am here and I'm going to open up, and I haven't opened them yet, I've just removed the tape from the box, the new cast stone woodless coloured pencils. So I thought I would film my opening on camera just to see how they look, how they're packaged. Okay, so we've got some paper. And here they are. All right, I might come in closer now that we've taken it out of the box. Okay, it says, art is something that makes you breathe with a different kind of happiness. And that is very much true. So these have just been released. They're made by Cast Stone Australia. They are a environmentally friendly brand. And let's see if I can get this out of the box without destroying it. Okay, cool. Here we go. There's no other details on the box. It's a pretty box. Okay, so, okay. So this cost $89.95 Australian. I think it's $70 US. So it says here, just a pencil minus the wood. What has it got on the back? We made this woodless coloured pencil set to inspire your creative moments. With smooth, vibrant pigments, experience the rush of colour with every stroke. Sharpen these artist pencils for crisp line work or blunt them for expressive strokes and seamless blending. The woodless body provides 5 times more colour pigment while eliminating the mess of wood shavings. The solid weight of these pencils feels luxurious in hand, whether you write, scribble, doodle or draw. Okay, so... now, they say that this case can be used as a display case as well. And of course, they're going to have something there that my nails are not going to be able to get into to open it. All right. There's one. Okay, it's only on one side. Good. Alrighty, how are we looking? We're still in frame. Yep, excellent. Here we go. Here they are. Okay, let's just straighten them all back down. So that's a good start. They've all arrived not broken. And we have 24 colours. So we can see we've got a white, a light peach, yellow, dark yellow, orange, dark orange, some reds, into our purples, a pink. If we turn it around, we've got some greens, a blue. This looks like some dark blues down here. We'll see as we swatch. Browns, dark green, an ochre, and a black. So these are the pencils. They have got a foam insert. Kind of feels like the foam that you put in flowers. So it's quite a sturdy foam, and it's been designed so that you can stand them. Inside the lid, they've also got foam insert, so obviously to help protect them completely. And that is them. So let's have a look at some of the information that I have got about them. All right, so we've got it here. $89.95 US, AUD, 70 US, 7mm in diameter, 14.2 centimeter length, 2-in-1 display and storage case, 2B hardness, a matte finish, easy to sharpen. Okay, so they are, when I emailed them just for extra details to see if they could provide me with any, and they responded saying that they are wax-based, primarily wax-based pencils, and at this point in time there is no light fast rating, but to treat them as fair to standard, you know, keep them out of UV as such, but there is no actual light fast rating. And to sharpen them, they just sharpen them like normal pencils, so there's no special sharpening requirements. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into doing some swatches. Let's have a look at the pencils. Okay, they feel heavy. There's definitely some weight to them. You can see straight off the back that they are shorter than normal pencils. I'm just going to pull out hopefully a longer Prismacolor that I've got. Okay, so this would have just probably been sharpened once, but we can see the difference in length. Okay, so they are a shorter pencil, but they are woodless. So there is that to take into consideration. All right, let's have a look at these pencils. Okay, so where's my pen? All right, let's go for white. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to see this swatch come up. All right, so we've got white. Let's go light peach. I'm just going to make up the colours as I see them. So the paper I've got is just a drawing paper. They feel hard. They're not as soft and as creamy as what I would call Prismacolor kind of feel. There's a little bit of dust pigment coming off, but not too much. Okay, yellow. Alright, I'm just going to grab a sheet of board to put underneath these pieces of paper, just so I don't get any of the desk imperfections coming through. See if that makes a difference. Alright, we've got dark yellow. Orange. What I might do is speed up these swatches in editing so that you don't have to sit here and watch me swatch all 24 of these. Okay, so I've completed the swatches and you can see here the range of colours. The only one I've asterisked is this dark purple here. It's a very similar shade to the straight purple. And I kind of sit there and think this one might have been better off as either a light blue or maybe, I don't know, just a lighter colour. So they're all very like dark colours, I guess, or pigmented colours. But that is the range of colours there. Now, laying down, they're not, I wouldn't call them a soft pencil. Sorry, just having a drink. I wouldn't call them a soft pencil. Still not sure what I feel about it, but we're going to go on to the next part of the review. So I've put together some different tests that we can run on it. The first one I'm going to do is the blend test. I'm going to use the Tritone Colour Bliss technique of 3 blends. So I'm going to do that for the Carstone, the Polychromos, Prismacolor and the Black Widow. I'm going to do yellow, orange and red. And I have put in here my DeWindt Studios. Sorry, noise in the background is my dog hiding underneath the bed. Okay, so I've got the DeWindt Studios here as well, because they're the hardest pencil I have. And I think I might just put that down here. They're not my favourite pencil, but for comparison, I'm going to do these, blend these tritones, and then I'll speed that up and I'll come back to you at the end of that. Okay, so I've done the blend test with 5 of the different pencils here. And I'm right, the cast stone feels like the Derwent going down. However, so it's it feels harder laying it down. However, I think you could see through the swatching that the Derwent, when I went to do the second run over with the blends, it just wasn't going to take more pigment. Okay, so there was a capacity there for the layers that the studio was going to take. The cast, however, continued to take the layers, as did all of the others. It is harder in the feel than the polychromos. The polychromos feel creamier going down. It did blend, so you can see that it has blended through there. You know, you can take it as it is, but definitely the cast stone is even harder in the feel than the polychromos. But it's a layering pencil. You can tell that you can continue to build up those layers of pigment. All right, so that's that test done. We will move on to the next test. All right, sorry, I thought I was recording and I was not. Lucky I checked. I'm going to get in and start the blend test. I'm going to use the Prismacolor blender and the Prismacolor white to test the blends of each of these. I've already done one go over with the colours, and I'm just going in with my second layer of the colours, and I will speed this up so that you don't have to listen to my voice drone on, and I will come back to you at the end. Okay, so that is the blend test. So this is with the blending pencil, it's with the blender, and this is with the white. So they seemed to blend fine. There was no problems with that. I think with this, the hardness of it, that could have done with another layer of pigment before I blended it. This is a bit of a toothy paper, and you can see a little bit more tooth coming through, or still white parts of the tooth still showing through. I'll come up a little bit closer so you can see. Still showing through on the cast stone one. A little bit, you know, we know Prisma blends really well together. I guess it's what you're looking at. I'm still getting that it's a harder pencil to lay down. So it's going to be one of those ones that require a lot more layer to get the intensity of pigment and that blend there. All right. Okay, let's get on to the last blend test I'm going to do with the OMS, so with odorless mineral spirits, and see how we go. I'm going to blend some greens together just to see what happens. I'm trying to do a variety of different colours so that we can see how the colours work as well. Okay. Once again, I'll speed this up so that you don't have to listen to me and I don't have to try and talk this entire way through, which is no fun for you and I. Okay, I used a lot more OMS than I normally would with a blend because I just wanted to see how well the pigment broke down, and I wanted to make sure that, you know, I was giving it the best go. So generally I wouldn't completely saturate it like I did then. But we can see there, I guess, how the pigments blended down. So the Black Widow pretty much dissolved most of the pigment, and I wouldn't call that the best blend. Polychromos, great. Prismacolor, great. And the cast wasn't too bad. I certainly think it performed better than the Black Widow using the OMS. If we look at how it's gone into the paper, I think the cast and the Prismacolor have, I guess, embedded themselves into the tooth a little bit better. Okay, so that is the blends. All right, let's get on to the next part. Okay, let's get in and look at the opaqueness of our whites, and we'll see how they compare. So let's go in with the cast stone. I'm going to give this a quick sharpen, just in case there is a build up on the outside. I should have done that before I even started these tests. So let's see if that actually makes a difference. I'm just using a normal sharpener. Okay, I think this is a Faber-Castell, just to take off if there is any outer coating. Okay, so I'm pressing quite hard now just to see what happens. Okay, so that is the cast stone. Let's go in with Prisma. Our Polychromos. And finally, our Black Widow. I'll bring them up just so you can see them a little bit closer. Okay, and as we know, the Prismacolor white, when it comes to opacity, is, you know, above all. I would put the cast in a similar kind of, you know, area as the Black Widow. It didn't, when I was going back over it, it kind of actually felt like I was lifting pigment. So let's just try and go in and fully burnish with it and see what happens. There we go. So that is the opacity when we're looking at our whites. Now, underneath I've done a bit of maths. Those that know me, it's going to be no surprise. I am a math science teacher, so I wanted to get in and actually analyze the costs and those kinds of things in comparison to the other pencil ranges. So we've got, works out to $3.75 per pencil, Australian, for 24. So what I went on and did was had a look at what they are available easily for in Australia for cost for a 24 set of the other ranges. So with Prismacolor, it was $54 for a set of 24, Polychromos $59, and Black Widow was $27. Worked out to $2.25 per pencil, $2.46, $1.13. Then I went in and thought, well, it's not a fair test when I'm comparing a woodless pencil that is fully pigment to pencils that are surrounded by wood. So what I did was I worked out the core diameters and the barrel diameters and in comparison with their pencil length. Okay, so the cast pencils are much shorter than our full-length regular pencils. And what I worked out was the ratios of pigment to wood for each one, and then the ratio of length. So 17.5, 17.8, 17.5 in comparison to 14.2. Worked out the mass and worked out what it would cost per pencil if it was a full pigment pencil. So for the Prismacolor, it would come out at $6.20 per pencil, which would then lead up to $148.80 for 24. For the Polychromos, worked out $8.72 per pencil, which would lead up to $209.28 for a packet of 24. And with the Black Widow, it has a much smaller, much larger ratio between the barrel wood and the core. So it actually came out at $8.50 per pencil, even though it is a budget pencil, and worked out at $204 for 24. So if we look at it in that sense, you are getting more pigment for your money. Okay, these ones are more than double the price if you were getting a full pigment pencil, and the Prismacolor is, you know, close to double the price, but just a bit under. So when we, you know, we've got to use that comparison, I guess, with that fair testing. I really sound like a scientist now, to ensure that we are giving the casts a fair analysis. So that is them. And then for most of us, it's about how does it colour. So I'm going to go into a Johanna Basford book. So it's a book that most of us have. And I'm going to try and pick a page that has some flowers that are similar. Let's go with this one. Okay, actually, let's go with this one over here. And I'm going to colour these 4 flowers with the 4 different types of pencils in the same kind of vein and see how it looks. I will speed this up because no one wants to watch me colour these pencils forever. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the colouring page. We've got our cast up in the corner. Here, Prismacolor, Polychromos, and our Black Widow. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit closer so that you might be able to see it. Okay, so what did I think from colouring with this? These pencils are more in line with the Polychromos. If you like working with the harder pencils, doing softer layers, building up those layers to get the detail, these are the pencils, you will enjoy these pencils. If you like the mushiness, that's the only way I can think to describe it, the mushiness of the blending that comes with your Prismacolor and your Black Widow, then these aren't going to be the pencils. So I think it depends on how you colour or how you draw to what kind of colours you, or what kind of, whether you would enjoy them, I guess. You can see that there is pigment colour there. You know, it's not that it doesn't have a pigment colour there. Again, I would put the pigment intensity along with, I guess, the polys. We can't compare the colours as such because I'm not trying to, you know, match the colours. I'm just trying to work with what colours I have and get a similar idea of just how the pencils work. But overall, that is the review of it. If nothing else, it's just going to look gorgeous in its case. It's going to look beautiful on my desk, just sitting there until the cat knocks it over and probably smashes it to pieces, and then I will cry to no end. So the reality is I'll probably put the lid on it and put it away so that it is safe and protected from the pets. But I hope you got something out of this video and I answered enough questions. If you do have any more questions or you want to know anything else, then please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this kind of review, if it was in depth enough for you, I didn't know how far to take the review. I've tried to cover as many bases as I can whilst being fair. And yeah, so if you haven't already, please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, all of those kinds of things. And as always, remember, be kind, be strong, and be a warrior. And I will see you later. Bye.